Biggest downside to the Chevy Volt, no spare tire. They do give you this nice little air compressor pump that includes fluid like Fix-A-Flat fluid, but these Goodyear Assurance Fuel Saver specially designed low rolling resistance tires for the Chevy Volt only weigh 19 pounds a piece, but they're so thin. This is actually my third flat tire on the Volt now. Thankfully this time I was a lot closer to home, just about 10 miles away, but in that 10 miles I had to stop 3 times to get the little air compressor out, plug it into the cigarette lighter, and refill the tire up to 30 pounds of pressure. And then it very quickly went down to about 16 pounds, and I'd find somewhere to pull over, fill it up again, and I limped home that way. For those of you that have never had the privilege of using the built-in Chevy Volt air compressor in place of a spare tire, this is where it's located, in the back near the 110 volt charging. I believe that's why this 12 volt power point is in the back of the Volt, not so much to power devices, but rather so that that cord will reach to use the air compressor on a flat tire at the rear of the Volt. So that there were 2 hoses wrapped around the back of the air compressor that comes with the Volt. The black one is your air line. So you unwind it, take the valve cap off, screw the black line into the valve stem. You can see I'm completely flat now. It only took about 5 minutes to go completely flat. And then on this air compressor, we want to turn it to the air side. Push and turn. If you turned it to this side, that would dispense the Fix-A-Flat, which comes out the clear tube. So if you wanted to use the Fix-A-Flat, you had further to go than what the air could get you. You could take the clear tube off, connect it to the valve stem, flip this lever to the Fix-A-Flat side, and turn it on to dispense that first. And then turn the lever over to the air side, put the black stem on, and turn that pressure on. So I'm going to hit the power button here, and that will start filling the tire. Note that the car must be on for the rear power point to work, which allows this air compressor to run. So you can see the gauge is illuminated. If there were any pressure in the tire, it would show as soon as I turned this knob to the air side. Right now the tire is totally flat. So we're going to push the power button to start it. It takes a long time to get anywhere above 25 with this air compressor, and I normally run these tires at about 40. So I filled it up just when I was along the side of the road to 30 each time I stopped to get me home, but you can see it's going down fairly quickly, so I have to figure out what the problem with this tire is. It's funny, I was talking to Jennifer tonight about, in my nearly 30 years of driving vehicles, I've had many vehicles and I've driven a lot of miles. And until the Chevy Volt, I never had a single flat tire. And I was just thinking that the Chevy Volt has left me, because of these Goodyear Assurance tires, stranded along the road 2 times more than 70 miles from home, and once just about 10 miles from home. So 3 times stranded along the side of the road, but then also 1 time I came out in the morning just to find it flat here in the garage. So a total of 4 times that the tires have gone flat on the Chevy Volt. And like I said, all the other vehicles I've had, all the other years of driving, I've never had a single flat tire. For those of you that are Chevy Volt owners, hopefully you never get the flat tire experience, but if you do, hopefully this video helped you figure out how to use that air compressor in an emergency along the side of the road, how to use the sealant if you needed to. And if you like videos like this one wasn't a planned video, but I was happy to share the content with you. Please hit that subscribe button, tell your friends, like the video, and help us grow this channel. I was noticing as I was putting this compressor away that came with the Chevy Volt, it has a needle for filling a basketball and a little stem for filling like a tube. This is on the bottom of that compressor. So just wanted to show you there was that little compartment with those attachments for the compressor. I never knew it had those. I am really glad I was able to get home with this, to do this at home. Obviously it's way easier to do in my garage where I have all the tools necessary, way more convenient and certainly safer. Alongside the road is a dangerous situation to be trying to repair a flat tire or switch them out. I do have a spare tire. You know that if you watch the tire rotation video about the Chevy Volt. I'll put a link to that up above. But if you had to change your tire along the side of the road in a Chevy Volt and you didn't obviously have any of the spare or tools because it didn't come with the Volt, if you stock these things at home, you'd want to have an impact gun, a 4-way wrench, some type of a jack. A bottle jack would work okay if you had a piece of wood or something to put underneath it so it would push on the plate underneath the Volt, so that you could jack up the vehicle, remove the lug nuts, remove the tire, and if you purchased a spare online on eBay like I did, you could put the spare on. I used a soapy water test and actually found 2 places that it's leaking. So obviously I ran over something along the road. Someone had dropped something out of a truck or something, I'm not sure. They gave me 2 bad spots on the tire in the tread zone, so it should be able to be repaired, I hope. We'll take it tomorrow to get it looked at. At the same time, we'll take the front of the John Deere 2210 R4 tires, because I picked up a thorn in it that makes it have a slow leak. So I might as well get that fixed at the tire shop at the same time. Go ahead and comment below if you've had problems like this with any type of tire. Certainly I would not recommend these Goodyear Assurance Fuel Max, specifically the 19-pound ones made for the Chevy Volt. I just have had a lot of bad luck with them. So please comment below, tell us your stories. Let us know if you found another tire that had as many issues as these ones. Thanks. Click that subscribe button, like, share with your friends.